What is going on, all you spies? It's Ultimate Spy 53 here, and welcome to another episode of Reviewed. This is Reviewed number 70, and today I'm going to be reviewing Dreamwork's Kung Fu Panda 3, the sequel to Kung Fu Panda 2, and the third and final installment in the Kung Fu Panda trilogy. So, what are my thoughts on this movie? I thought it was an improvement from the first one, or the first two. It was, I mean, like I said in the intro, when I said it's the third and final, it is the third and final in the initial trilogy. When I looked up about Kung Fu Panda 3, it actually, there's talking about making a possible fourth one because the story, there's more to the story. So, it's possible to make more of them, which means it could be a 6-film picture. But for now, it's just 3 of them. So this movie was really good. It was better than the first 2 of them, like I said before. They improved about a lot of the movie. It was a very unique art style. I feel like the first 2 movies were the logo itself had the same art style, and this one had a very unique one. The second one was I feel like the second one, the ending of the second one, is set up for the third one. I like how they do that. First one and the second one not so much. But the second and the third one, at the end of the second one, you have well, the second one had to do with Poe finding out that who's his father is not actually his father, and this one he actually finds out who his father really is. So in that way, kind of like 2 to 3 kind of bridges the story. Like the story go from 2 to 3 kind of gets answered when you get to the third one. And basically because in the second one, you see this like the camera zoom all the way out to this faraway place where you see a big panda, and he's like, my son is alive, and you see a valley of pandas, and that's what it sets up for the third one. Of course, the third one didn't come out until 2016, just last year, which means that that's like a 5-year gap right there, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, no, I liked the movie. It answered a lot of questions, like where he came from. There's apparently a hidden valley of pandas that no one knew about. Like everyone thought the pandas were all gone, and turns out they're not. They're just living very secretly in this paradise place, or this not really a paradise, just this hidden sanctuary of pandas. And so basically the idea of the movie is that Poe has to well, not only defend China once more from this guy named Kai, who is basically this I think he's a rhinoceros or something. He's like this big beast of a guy, voiced by J.K. Simmons, who's awesome because he's a Genuine Jameson in Spider-Man movies, which is awesome. He's a great voice actor. He was also Q Johnson in Portal 2, but he does a really good job with the voice acting. I love when I get surprised by voice acting because I always love movies where I'll go to a movie not knowing who the voice actor is until actually I look it up, or unless I go on the phone, like a computer or the phone, when I look, oh, that's what they are voiced by. But when I go into the movie theater, I didn't watch this movie in the theater because I hadn't been caught up. I hadn't watched the second one, and so I was really cool to find out who voices people, because for example, the ribbon chick, the panda with the ribbon, or the nunchuck chick, and she called herself. I thought she was voiced by Elizabeth Banks, just based off of her voice, because she kind of sounded like Wildstyle, which is the same voice actors. So I thought it was actually, Elizabeth Banks, but I was wrong. It's actually Kate Hudson, which is I didn't even know who that was. But basically, this movie was it was a different movie. It was a very, it went more into kung fu. I mean, it's a kung fu movie, but it went into Poe's life, him finding out what it like to be a panda, because he's not really used to that, because he's very bad goose all his life, and he's never really been into the world of pandas. And of course, he has to finds out that this evil, I think rhinoceros or a bull or some kind of creature, kung fu creature, is basically taking the chi from all the kung fu masters, or anyone who knows kung fu. and basically taking that from them and turning to like these little like thingies, like little rock thingies. And then, of course, when it comes to actually taking out a master of kung fu, he uses them to like rally them up, and they basically there's this rock, they turn green, and they have their own like I don't know, they have like robotic or they're robots because they don't have control over themselves. So he's a big villain of it. He has basically has to train. He has like a what looks like a few hours to train all these pandas, cousins, his dad actually, because the really comedic part of the movie was that he has two dads now. He has his original dad, which is Mr. Ping, the goose, the noodle selling goose, and then you have the panda, which is his dad. I think it's Lee Chen or something. I don't know. Lee Chen, I think it's called. He's his panda, and basically he has to get all these pandas and like train them. Of course, they're not really pandas. They're not really the pandas that they don't really know kung fu, so they have to train them. And he uses the same technique as Mr. Shifu because Mr. Shifu did the same thing where he uses food. He uses something that the Po likes to do, and he uses it to advantage to actually train them. That's what we can do. So I thought that was really interesting, and the fact that we have Po. Well, obviously, before we get to the Panda Village, we have this funny little thing where Poe's dad comes to town and he says, "I'm looking for my son." He's like, "You lost a son? Yeah, I lost a son." Like, "I'm sorry, I hope you find your son." Like, "I hope you find your father." and then like they turn around and then suddenly they're like, "Dad, son." It's funny, but and then of course he goes to the Deep House and then they find out all these really cool artifacts, like kind of like a callback to the first movie where Poe was I can't say Poe. I think Poe was freaking out of all these amazing artifacts. That was really funny. But honestly, it was really a fun thing to just see the bond between Poe and his father because he didn't grow with a father, or he didn't grow with a biological father. He was adopted. The idea is his father raised him for 20 years and he didn't tell him he was not his father. He was adopted. It was really funny. I mean, there's just about as much comedy in this movie as other ones. I did feel it was different. It was very different. I mean, obviously, I noticed that Shifu's ever since the second movie, his robes have been changed to green, which is interesting. I just feel like this movie it stood out over the rest of them. And the poster was really funny. It was "The wait is over." I mean, it is over because it's like 6 years or 6 years. Well, not 5 years. Sorry, 5 years. Between coming out of 2 and 3, at least in the release date. So it's like the wait and the pun because it's wait, like you weigh something. Yeah, it's a pun. But I thought it was really fun. Overall, I like the movie. It had a lot of connection. Family, finding out who his family was and using everyone to their advantage. It was having to deal with two dads. That was really fun part of the movie. And overall, just like having the train and then finding going to the spirit world. I think that was like the spirit place, or whatever. And then facing off against Kai and finding out he was betrayed by Oogway, who's the turtle, the giant turtle, who basically chooses Poe, and there's a reason for choosing Poe. And that was really fun. I thought that was really an interesting story. The story of the movie was really interesting too. It was like because you got Shen, that's the second movie. You got Kai, who's voiced by J.K. Simmons, and you got all the same voice actors as before, Jack Black, Angelina Jolie, all these other voice actors. And I feel like the movie was different. It was very different because the pandas they basically they're teaching Poe to be a panda because he's not really used to that. Like he's used to being raised by a goose, and he didn't know what the right way to be a panda is. And he has to learn how to be a panda. And I thought that was really interesting. It was an important part of the story was learning to be a panda because he's been not panda. He's a panda, but he's he doesn't know how to act like a panda very well because he's been raised by a goose all his life. So I thought it was a different approach to the movie. But yeah, the movie itself was fun. It's the same kind of the kung fu is getting. I feel like this movie was better than the first two because the kung fu I felt like it was better because at the final climax of the movie we see. Spoiler alert if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna spoil it right now. If you haven't seen the movie yet, then skip like, I don't know, the next 30 seconds or something. So basically, there's at the end of the movie, we see Poe finally become a dragon warrior. Like, he finally proves himself that he's a dragon warrior by unleashing a dragon, a literal dragon, upon Kai in the spirit world, or whatever you call it, and becomes a literal dragon warrior with a robe and a hat, everything. He even gets Oogway's little staff thing with the little yin and yang kind of thing. I actually like that kind of thing. I thought the movie was where everyone using their chi, and then we see the yin and yang where actually Poe is actually going to the spirit world. That was really cool. I thought that was really fun. In fact, I thought the really amazing part of the movie was everyone using their chi, like everyone identifying who they were and what they are, and finally able to use their chi, which I found was really interesting, because I mean, this movie franchise trilogy, initially it's a trilogy for now. Maybe that might be, come more than that later on in the future, but for now it's a trilogy. In this initial trilogy, you see Poe grow from this noodle maker, basically, to this warrior who doesn't know what he's doing, and he doesn't even know Kung Fu very well. Like, he feels like he doesn't know Kung Fu. He's always making fun of himself, embarrassing himself. He can't even teach. Like, that was a big thing about the movie. A part of the movie was he had to teach his the Furious Five, and he does not know how to do that, so he messes everything up. And that was a really important part of the movie, was that learning how to become a true dragon warrior, because he did not know how to do it. He did not know what he was doing. And so that was a big part of it. But this movie was better than the first two, because it showed how Poe was really a leader. He did something that like no other person can do in the movie, was be a leader, and that's something that Poe struggles with throughout his journey from the first to the third one. There's actually a flashback in the movie, which is cool. Because we see Oogway, he's there. Apparently he's not dead, but he's like there in the spirit world. I think he decided to go in the first one, but in the movie it's really interesting. And so yeah, my favorite part, I don't know, my favorite part, I feel like the chi, where everyone's using their chi. That was really amazing. That was a really cool part of the movie, was everyone using their chi, and then of course Poe actually showing off he's a dragon warrior. That was really cool. I don't really have any cons. Not that I really can see. I mean, it's a fun franchise. I don't see any cons at all. There really weren't any things bad about this. Nothing really wrong with the movie. I mean, there is everything wrong with the movie about it, but I didn't see anything wrong with the movie overall. It was a really good movie. It had that family connection, that truth behind what happened to Poe and Poe's mom, apparently. And it just, you kind of feel that connection. Kind of the second one. You get more backstory. I feel like that was an important part of the movie. So overall, I would say about the movie, I would say it's an improvement. I'd say it's a good wrap up for a trilogy. I think there's talks of more movies coming out, probably in the near future, like a few years. But for now, it's it's the end of an initial trilogy. I guess we'll know more about it later, but for now, it's the end of an era, I'd say. The movie itself was, I felt like it was about family, because Poe doesn't realize that there's a whole bunch of pandas that were not even in the world of Kung Fu, in the world of China, because it's set in ancient China, and he didn't even know there was any of these pandas left. I thought they were all gone. I thought it was really about family. There was also a really funny a panda kid who was like, he's like using when he gets a hold of the tigress action figure. I think she calls it baby cheetah or baby tiger. I don't know. It's really funny. But yeah, overall I'd say it's a better movie. It's definitely improved and all. It's a good little end for the Kung Fu Panda trilogy, or franchise at least, a little bit more. But overall, yeah, that's what I'd say. It was pretty good. Yeah. So I rated I'd say a positive 100%. I didn't have any problems with it. I mean, it scored less than that, but I didn't have problems with it at all. It was fine. I didn't have problems with it. It really showed connection, and it really showed that Poe can be a leader. And there's actually some comedy. The trailer showed comedy. typical comedy of Kung Fu Panda trilogy or Kung Fu Panda franchise. It was fun. It was very dark because you get all these characters that get be turned into like statues and they even become a they work for they're not suddenly against everyone else, but it's about working together, about teamwork, about family. I love that theme to it. So anyway, I think that does it for this review. That's all I can really say about the movie. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have. If you have any thoughts about the movie yourself, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. And that does it for this review. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button. It really is appreciated. And also, don't forget to subscribe to Ultimate Gaming. And if you're new here, you'll be able to know when new videos come out. So yeah, don't forget to click here, here, and here. You got last week's was actually click both here and here to go to both the episodes where I did the last two movies. So if you missed those ones, go ahead and check those out. And I will see you next time for the next episode. Alright, see ya.